will become activated. And then you will know the inner light of knowledge. And then you will know the self, within the self, within the self. Go now and work towards your goal.
Hi, I'm Kaitlyn Huwe.
And I'm Eric Doucet, and we're Darwin's Waiting Room, and you're watching Seacoast A&E.
Hi, it's Dave Flood once again for another episode of Seacoast A&E, and this week I am joined by none other than Kaitlyn Huwe and my good buddy Eric Doucet, who are Darwin's Waiting Room, and I'm really excited to have these guys on because I've been a fan for a couple of years now. Actually, the footage that you just saw, I shot at the Players Ring, and it's great to have you guys in here on the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So tell us, Eric, this is the question I've always had. How do you come up with these ideas for strips and scenes?
You don't really want to know. No, I don't really know. I've always tried as a writer I've made a conscious decision to not write topical comedy and try to stick to universal themes. And I founded this thing in 2008. And after a couple of years, it was sort of, after 1 year, Kaitlyn joined, and we decided that it was going to kind of be family-friendly, PG-13-ish, and trying to keep the humor nuanced, so that it could appeal to maybe younger people, but also to adults. And I don't know, the ideas are all over the map. I just come up, I'll sometimes hear a phrase, like homeless massage. I heard the phrase homeless massage. Somebody told me that, Mike Ficarra gave me that idea, and I just wrote that whole little film about it, so.
Yeah, that was actually really fun.
Yeah, probably our most topical piece that we've written. But most of them, we could do them in 5 or 10 years, and they're still gonna, there's no references to anything. They'll still be relevant. So. But
is there a lot of new material? I mean, to give people a sense of how verbose you are, if you will.
Sure.
How many? Prolific. How many different skits have you done in the course of a year? Would you say?
I don't know. I mean, after this year, it was about 5 years of writing sketches and short plays. Darwin's Waiting Room is all original comedy, and we.
Like 30 to 40 between the films and sketches.
And we
still got a couple new ones.
Right, and just this year we got to the point where we're definitely opening it up, and we're going to get other writers on board for next year. So anybody out there who is really funny and can write family-friendly humor, sketches or short plays, they should submit to us.
And you've got a huge cast that you pull from for different things.
We got about 40 to 50 performers on the Seacoast that are members of Darwin's Waiting Room.
That's really incredible if you think about it, that there's this large pool that you can pull in for different things, and you need an old man or a large man or a young woman. You've got everybody, and everyone's really, really, really funny.
They're really funny, and and they're fun to be with. I mean, it's about working with smart, fun people because we're certainly not doing this for the money. We do it because we love it, and we gather around these projects, be they short films or sketch shows or plays. And we sort of throw out the net, and we have read-throughs and see who's available for a specific show. This year was a little different because we're taking on a pretty sizable project, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But one of the sketches that you're going to be showing in Edinburgh is a scene that we shot 2 years ago, and I forget what was the name of it again.
Oh, Real Connection. Yeah.
So why don't we take a look at Real Connection right now?
Hi.
Hello,
What's your name?
I'm Ray.
I'm Ava.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Thanks.
So,
What?
why don't you tell me a little about yourself?
Are you married?
What?
Are you married?
No.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you want kids?
Someday, yeah, I'd like to have a family.
You live with your parents, don't
I
you?
live in my own house.
Well, you don't have a job.
I do too. I'm an airline pilot. What is this?
Airline pilot. Damn it, that's pretty cool.
I love it.
Okay, then what is your deal?
I don't know what you mean.
What is wrong with you?
I don't think anything's wrong with me. What's wrong with you?
You have some kind of weird fetish.
Fetish?
Oh, I know, you're a drug addict. No, you never grew up. You collect toy soldiers.
Ava.
You're afraid of independent women and they intimidate you.
Ava.
Come on, Ray, there's gotta be something with you.
I don't think there is. I think we're good.
We're good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh.
Ava, I see you've had some luck.
Yes, this is Ray.
Ray. Say hello.
Hello.
We'll get together at my house later, and I'd love to invite the both of you.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes, thanks, we'll be there.
Excellent. Well, I'll see you two later.
All right, see you later.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
She's a really good friend.
She seems nice.
That's her new man.
What's his name?
Sam?
He's cute.
I like to wear women's clothes.
I've been married 6 times.
I have superpowers and can talk to the dead. I need a mommy.
Have I told you about Jesus Christ?
I haven't had a job in 5 years.
I give up!
Ava!
Who is that?
Ava, it's me, it's Peter.
Peter? I missed you so much!
I'm back from Pango Tango.
Tango Tango!
The chimney Tamnock outbreak's under control.
Here, Peter, take the line!
I'm trying, Ava.
Peter!
Ava!
Peter!
Ava!
Peter!
Ava! I can't reach it.
Hold on, Peter! I'm coming!
What are you doing down here?
Here's as nice as over there.
You want to go for a swim?
I'd love to.
That's just fantastic. Yeah, I love that sketch. You know, the holding.
Yeah.
Very well choreographed. Very nice.
Thank you.
And so that's just an example of what you're going to be able to see. Now, you guys have a show coming up, right? Which
We
we're
do.
pretty excited
It's
about.
Friday, July 19th and Saturday, July 20th at 8 p.m. at the Music Hall Loft.
At the Music Hall Loft, which is a great space.
It is.
It is
It's
a good
amazing
space,
Yeah, and you know, I guess we should talk a little bit about the, you know, you're raising money for this big Scotland trip.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we've been working all year towards getting our cast of 6 actors over to the Fringe Festival so that they don't have to pay for it themselves. We're paying for it. So we've done so far 4 performances. We've had car washes, yard sales, a roast of Eric.
Yeah, that was fun.
And, yep, and a lot of just other little events to help us raise money to get over there.
I heard the roast was pretty good.
It was.
It was very good.
Yeah, it's good for the audience.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
Oh, that's a gut check. Have your friends roast you, and especially if they're comedians, and that's a gut check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a good time.
Yeah. So talk about the Edinburgh Comedy Festival. Is that what the name of it is?
Yeah, it's the largest theater festival in the world. The biggest one in North America is in New York. This is 10 times larger than that. And you got 500,000 people moving to Edinburgh every August to participate in this thing. And we have 6 actors that are going to be performing every day for about 3.5 weeks, minus a couple of Sundays. And you know, they're going to be hitting the pavement, marketing the thing throughout the day, and then performing every night. 6 really talented, 5 of whom will be in this loft show that we're having.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1/6 just couldn't get the time off?
Well, we did such a good job earlier in the year. The loft said, "Hey, you want to do one more show before you go to the Fringe?" And we said, "Sure." So.
Wow. And then and he runs a youth theater camp that concludes with a play that night. So we have another actor who's coming in, Greg Gaskell, who just wrote and directed our previous show at the Players Ring in May, and it went really well. We asked him to join us on stage.
He did such a good job, yeah. Yeah, he's the first person to write for DARWiNs other than me, and I hope he continues to write for us. He's very talented.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's they say he's wicked funny.
He's wicked funny, wicked.
Well, we're going to take a short break for just to mention our sponsors, FurnitureForever.com, who provide this awesome chairs for us to sit at. Aren't they comfy?
They are very comfy.
Yeah.
They're very comfy.
And check out their website at FurnitureForever.com.
Hi, this is Tad Zimian of White Columns Office Solutions, and what we do is we broker the supply of energy as well as do energy consulting here throughout New England. We launched our business about 3 years ago, and we were looking for somebody who can build our website and give us some recognition and so forth at a reasonable price. And we met David here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and he was instrumental not only in delivering a top-of-the-line website, which we are just thrilled about. He also came and suggested that we do a video business card because we do a lot of prospecting. And this was a unique way in how we differentiate ourselves from the rest of the folks in the marketplace of how we can deliver a message to a new prospect who doesn't know us, but we can now deliver that message and he can also get an impression of what you look like. So we highly recommend David for doing the website because he's also brought in another aspect to that, which is video testimonials from your clients. And it's just very unique. We've gotten a lot of feedback and actually a lot of business as a result of that. So I highly recommend David Flood and N-Sky to look at your website, to do it, as well as engage in doing a video business card, especially if you do a lot of cold calling or if you're meeting prospects for the first time. He's very creative in taking your business ideas and putting it into media, into copy, which is an art. So thank you, David.
One of my favorite clients, I was like, get a testimonial from a client like that. The business coming rolling in.
That's right, rolling in.
So we're back with Kaitlyn and Eric from Darwin's waiting room, and we've been laughing our behinds off. Yes. Got to keep it PG-13.
It's a good time.
Have you had a lot of people say, why don't you do like a, the R-rated version or plus?
No, I've had a couple of edits over the years I've made simply because I don't know. It's like you go through this process as a writer where you come, draft 1, draft 2, draft 3. But a lot of times, I mean, you
don't miss it.
You don't
really notice that it's not blue or anything like that. It's kind of afterwards. You're like, oh, I don't think there was a whole lot of language in there.
Right. The content can be
smart.
The content can be adult mannered and go over the head. It's not like we write for children, but we've noticed this year we started to get people about junior high age coming to the show with their parents, and it was sort of nice. So that's why we started saying, this is kind of family friendly.
And you have the show coming up at the Loft. Out of all the places that you guys perform, Players Ring is probably high up there because
our home base. We started at the Players Ring, and for the first 4 years we would perform just out of the Players Ring. This last year we performed at 3 different theaters in Portsmouth. So it's our goal to do that when we come back from the Fringe. Do 2 or 3 shows at 3 different theaters. Just in Portsmouth.
How about the Rep? You guys performed
not
there?
at the. We haven't performed there yet.
We've been talking about it, but
Yeah,
we've got a
West
couple
Theater.
places.
West
Yep.
Theater on Islington was the other place, the
Yeah.
Loft and the Players Ring.
And Symphony Hall is, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
taking
maybe.
it
Yeah.
down
Maybe.
to Boston.
Yeah.
It's really cool, though. I mean, that you guys are doing it, making, you know, obviously covering your costs, which is important.
Oh yeah.
And so, what are some of the new sketches that you're excited about?
Oh, geez. Well,
I don't want to give it all away, but
no. Well, the one actor we had to fill in, Greg, who's written before, he actually added a couple of sketches. So for zombie fans out there, there is a zombie sketch.
A lesson in zombie survival.
Right. How to survive the coming zombie apocalypse.
You don't
which
just
is
watch The
always
Walking
safe
Dead.
to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've got that. We've got some
Absolutely.
cowboys, some not so smart cowboys.
Not so smart is an understatement.
Yeah. So those are 2 new sketches and
Yeah.
a new introduction. That's
New introduction, a
quite
different
funny.
version of Real Connection, which you showed.
Yep.
The woman fishing for men.
And then we're
Yeah.
bringing back
Got-
a sketch we did a couple years ago called Party of the Century.
Yeah.
That as we were going through this year, a whole lot of shows that we'd done before, people kept asking, "Oh, are you going to bring back Party of the Century?"
Sure,
So we figured the Loft Show would be a great place to bring it back, since
Yeah.
so many of the cast in it had done it before.
Yeah.
So that
It's easy.
Yep,
It's easy.
it's
and
easy.
and there's a popular one called Guy Talk,
Yes,
where
very
a teacher talks to the audience as though the audience were all women, and the teacher has demonstrators. It's basically what guys say, but what they actually mean. And we're going to bring that to the Fringe, and we're doing that at the Loft.
Yeah,
too.
how do you think that that's going to translate internationally?
Well, that's what's interesting. This is our first time doing a show there. I went last year for 6 days to scope out the festival, and one question I had and that we talked about was, what's going to translate and what won't translate. It'll be a learning curve for us,
Yeah, they're so universal. I think a lot really will
Sure.
translate, and even some of our more like Americana pieces that we're not bringing this year, we might bring in the future. We thought they kind of like that. They like it when you embrace, that
Where
you're
you're from.
American
Sure.
or wherever you're coming from. If you're Australian, because
Yeah.
they come from all over the world.
Yeah.
So, yep,
Really cool.
yep.
So what else are you going to do when you're in Scotland, Eric?
Oh, geez. Well, because the festival's so intensive, we really don't have time to leave for 3 or 4 days. So it's really just about exploring the city. I made some friends out there who are, I'll catch up. I went to a ceilidh, which is a traditional Scottish, traditional Scottish dance, which I had never even heard of them. But friends of friends picked me up at the airport and they took me there, and it was a good time. So I'm going to go to one of those again.
A lot of checking out other shows. I mean, there's any show you could think of is there. So we've already earmarked a couple that we're interested in seeing, and getting to tour the castles and the museums. And
I mean, it's about seeing world-class theater.
Oh, yeah.
If you can
Amazing
think of
theater.
a show, musical, drama, a lot of comedians, it's going to be there. And so we'll
Will they have Evita? Will somebody perform Evita?
could.
there's a
kind of
lot. I
thing,
mean,
or-
there's
could.
cabaret. We're pretty.
we
interested in
were
seeing
playing a game where
Assassins.
we were trying to think of we were trying to think of plays or musicals that wouldn't be shown there. We only found a couple because there aren't hundreds. There are thousands of shows in this city. So
how are you going to take them all in?
we're
I don't
You're going to
know.
have to figure
It's
out
really
who's
possible.
good.
I mean,
Right.
they tell you don't expect to see everything because there's
Yeah.
no human way possible to see them all. But
Are there some big names that will be?
big,
the
comedic names, but
yeah.
it's mostly people that are
On the
just
rise.
about to get big.
Like you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Don't say,
Yeah.
So-
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it's a lot of people who are up and coming in BBC.
Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
have been on television, will continue to be on television. If you look at a lot of British actors,
Yeah.
I'd say more than half have gone to the Fringe Festival.
Yep.
they cut their teeth there. So I told my actors, you'll be rubbing elbows with people who you will recognize. In a few years, you'll see them on TV. And who knows, maybe my actors will be on TV, who knows?
Yeah, well, I'm sure
They'll
they
get
filmed this too,
recruited.
so you see that, you know, your stuff will be on the internet from there. And
Sure,
what are
sure.
is it sort of like a big festival where they have multiple stages and you go and see different things outside?
Yeah, everything's a venue. I mean, they have bars that are turned into
Pretty much
venues.
any available
Yeah.
space.
But they're like
yeah.
the main venues as well. And the one we're performing at has like 8 or 10 different venues. But we're performing at a place called The Space.
Yeah, we had to apply. We had to
Yeah,
make a
it's
whole
like
package.
college.
It was just like applying to college.
Your press kit, your videos.
Your press kit,
yeah.
videos. Then you had to, you know, sit there waiting, biting your fingernails.
Yep,
Did I
see
get the email yet?
Yeah.
Get
it was great.
accepted.
It was nerve-wracking, I bet.
It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How long is the process? You had to wait to find out that you'd been accepted?
weeks.
Yeah, no, a few months. We applied in
Months.
January. We found out March, April.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's,
So at least 2 months, like 2 months.
yeah. Yep. And they're great at getting you set up with everything.
They
you
seem to
need.
be really supportive.
They're extremely supportive.
Our intention is to not just do it this year. Our intention is to continue to, you know, do multiple shows at different theaters in Portsmouth and have the season culminate in a Fringe show. So this year is about getting our cast there, sort of learning the ropes, and then offering it to other Darwin performers who can get 3 weeks off.
So that's probably the trick.
It is definitely the
trick.
trickiest part.
That's the trick,
the amount of time you gotta
Yeah.
be ready, and to be ready to work that hard too. They're gonna, it's not really gonna be a vacation.
No.
I mean, they'll have their
Great
time off,
experience, but yeah, and they
a lot
know.
of hard work.
Now, all your marketing that is done to market your show, do you have to print stuff to hand out?
Yep.
And will that be done over here, or will you get the stuff
No,
printed there?
Yeah, we did it overseas, and the place where we're performing at gave us they offer everybody these great rates. So I sent in all of our materials a couple weeks ago. They're printing it, and it's a lot cheaper than what we were expecting to be paying. So
I mean, there are
like that.
flyers and posters all over the city
Yeah,
for
you
all
gotta
these shows. Everybody's
keep
just,
repostering.
you know,
Yep.
marketing their show and handing out flyers and performing in parts of their stuff in the streets.
In the streets, right.
Yeah, we still have to, the cast will get together and we're going to figure out how to market the show,
Yep.
you know.
So that you're not just
part of the fun.
being handed a flyer. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's not very exciting.
So how many men and how many women are going to be going over to Scotland?
Well, we have four actors and 2 actresses.
Okay.
And they were in the shows a couple of the shows we did this year. Yeah.
And was that the group? I mean, when you take a look at all the people that you have to pull out and you put the word out to everyone.
We kind of just approached a couple
Yeah,
people.
the shows I've written in the past had up to 12 people, which was way too many. And then I came back from the Fringe last year and we sat down and I said, well, maybe I can, you know, whittle it down to 8. And I realized now 8 is still too many. Having gone and seen the sketch comedy that, you know, there are a lot of people doing shows with just 2 or 3, maybe 4 performers. So 6, believe it or not, is a large cast for a sketch comedy show. And we just had to rework some of the short plays, turn them into make them more like sketches. And we approached the performers, see if they could make the commitment, and started working in as early as September.
Yep.
So you are acting as well as directing?
No, I acted in the last DARWiNs show we did that Greg Gaskell wrote, and that was a separate cast, and that was for the purposes of raising funds for this show. But I am the director and producer, and I wrote this show.
Okay, so you're not doing.
I'm not
anything on
performing
stage.
this year, though my guess is I'm going to get there
some
and I'm going to
point.
be like, oh, I wish I was performing. So maybe next year I'll find somebody to direct it and I can be a performer in this thing, yeah.
And Kaitlyn, you're going to be handling all the logistics and.
Yep, that's been my job so far. But because most of the time I'm stage managing, but once we get over there, I won't need to be there every night. They're so good with all their props and knowing exactly where they're going that, you know, I can kind of do other things while they're performing, get food or help set up the marketing, anything like that. So.
Cleaning up the hostel where you guys are
yeah,
staying.
we get to share that.
Being the dorm daddy and dorm mama. Yeah, making breakfast and dinner and yeah.
Wow, I just got a neat experience though to be, you know.
Absolutely.
We were talking earlier, and Kaitlyn was saying, "Well, how do you know that you're all going to get along?" Said, well, we don't. This could be bad. We talked about getting a cottage together for a weekend or something like that, just to see if it would work. And you're not going to get that opportunity because, of course, everyone's way too busy.
That's right. Absolutely.
But everybody's gotten along all year, and I mean, they're fantastic people. So very, very glad to be working with them.
Funny, you know, get some video. If people don't get along, you need to film that.
I have my iPhone. We're going to do fun things anyway, and probably put it on our website.
Yeah. Or I mean, Facebook. Just upload little videos to Facebook.
That's the plan anyway.
Constant.
For everybody back home, we're going to be doing updates.
We want to watch.
Videos.
Are you guys going to do anything Google Plus? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, we can set that up.
Yeah, because that's really cool. Because if you've got a computer that has a camera on it, like eyesight camera, like on a Mac, you can set up a Google Chat, and then you can feed that to YouTube, and you embed your YouTube thing, and it's like having a live show. I mean, you could do a little live thing from your wherever you're staying, and just have people jump in.
Free time.
Yeah.
In your free time. Yeah. Well, maybe just after a couple beers if you get back from the pub.
The cast would love that.
Yeah. They're going to be fun. They're going to be fun to live with.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a blast.
Yep.
So, okay, let's write it down. So you guys are going to be at the Loft. Tell me the dates again, Kaitlyn.
Friday, July 19th and Saturday, July 20th at 8 p.m.
So coming in 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
And so you need to get your tickets. Where can they buy tickets?
At the Music Hall box office. They can walk up, call the number at 603-436-2400, or you can go online at themusichall.org.
And you guys have a website. It's Darwin's Comedy.
DARWinsWaitingRoomComedy.com.
And you have a Facebook page too, which everyone should go and like.
Sure.
Yes.
You got to do that.
Please do.
Yes,
Please
for all of our updates, it's facebook.com/DWR.comedy.
I think we covered everything.
I
think
that's
we did.
everything. Yeah.
Well, we haven't covered that you all need to go out to nhccoast.tv and check out the Darwin's Waiting Room stuff there as well. And if you haven't yet, you should go onto Facebook and find the fan page for NHC Coast A&E. It's NHC Coast A and then ANDE. So that's it for this week on NHC Coast A&E. Thank you very much. Go out and check out some shows.